Welcome back to Templeboy Turnings. I am Steve. First proper project for a long time where I actually stand in front of the camera and tell you about it. Yeah. A beechwood slide whistle. Not much to say about it other than it's a lot of fun and the kids love it. This is how I made it. Okay, so we're starting with a piece of beechwood. It's approximately 10 inches long by 1 inch square, so that's about 255 millimeters long by 25 millimeters square. This is just demonstrating how you cut the sound hole on the whistle. This is just a scrap piece that I'm demonstrating. So you measure 25 mil or 1 inch back from the end of where the mouthpiece is going to be, and you square that line across. You then square another line down the side at the same distance, like so. And then you want to find the center of your block of wood. So in this case it's an inch wide, so you're going to go half an inch, or it's 25 mil, so it's 12.5 mil to the center, and you make a cross just like that. You then want to just come up from that center line just a small bit, just a couple of millimeters, and draw a 45-degree angle back away from where the mouthpiece is going to be. So you're forming a 45-degree triangle, and then just square that line across the top. And that gives you this section just here that you're going to be cutting out. So you're going to be cutting that whole shaded area away. And so you just cut the section out. Make sure you try and keep it as square as you can when you're cutting this. If you have a bandsaw or a scroll saw, it'd be a lot easier to do it that way. That's how I normally do it, but just to demonstrate this, that you can do it with minimal tools, then you can just cut it out with a Japanese saw or something like that. Next we're going to find the center of each end of our blank. That's going to be the whistle, so you need to just go from corner to corner like so. We're going to be drilling right through the center of this whistle, so this needs to be pretty accurate. And now it's just a matter of putting it into the chuck. I just use the live center there in the tailstock just to put an indentation at the end so that I can line the drill bit up perfectly with it and make sure everything's tight, and we're ready to go. So this is a 13 mil or half inch drill bit. It screeched a little bit, as you'll hear in a second, and I had to turn the blank round and drill from both sides so that it met up in the middle. That's why it was important to have the centers accurate. Adding a bit of tape to the end of the whistle before you reverse it and put it back into the chuck protects it from getting damaged. So once I decided on the final shape of the whistle, I sanded it up to 220 grit, and then I applied some Yorkshire grit sand in abrasive wax and buffed that up, and then I finished it with a Carna crystalline wax from Hampshire Sheen. I only did this up to the base of the mouthpiece because I want to use some food safe oil there where the mouth's going to be. The next part of the project is the slider that's going to be going in and out of the whistle. You need it to be big enough for the size of the drill bit that you use to bore the hole into the whistle. This piece of wood that I have in here, which is another piece of beech, is 13 3/4 inches long, which is about 350 mil, and it's 13 millimeters square, which is half an inch. And it's literally just turning the whole length of this blank down to the same diameter as the drill bit that you use to drill out the whistle. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've measured back around about 40 millimeters, which is in and around 1.5 inches, and I'm just filing down a flat spot round about 3 millimeters deep, which is about 3/16 of an inch. And this flat spot, once this piece is slid into the mouthpiece, will create the airflow that makes the whistle sound. Once you've done that, you cut it off and just leave it to the side for later on. This is going to be the little button or handle that goes on the end of a wire stem that you use to pull the slider up and down. It's around about 20 mil long, which is about 3/4 of an inch, and you can design it however you want really. Then sand the rest of the spindle until it slides in and out of the whistle nice and freely, and finish off the end, sand it, finish it, and clean it up with a knife, and that's put to the side then, ready for assembly. Okay, so first up you need to push the filed in piece that you had pre-made into the end of the whistle, just so it's just poking into the sound hole. Hold your hand over the end of the whistle and blow into it until you get a good whistle sound. And once you're happy with it, glue it into place with just a little touch of CA glue, just at the bottom bit, not on the top where it's filed flat. Then cut off the waste and sand and finish it. I used a coat hanger for the wire on my whistle. Just formed it round a piece of pipe to a basic shape that I liked. Drilled both the plunger and the little handle, stuck them to the wire and assembled. And I think it came out okay in the end. And there you go, one slide whistle. Pretty simple. 5 parts as you saw. I think the whole project took round about 2 hours, I suppose, from start to finish. It's the first one I've made, so there's a few bits and pieces I'll improve on. The slider, I had to wrap a little bit of tape around the end. Now it might be the best thing because maybe the wood would wear away. Maybe you're better off with a little bit of sellotape or electrical tape wearing away and then replacing it. Just to make that a little bit snugger, because it was, if it releases air at all, or there's nothing in there, it doesn't work. It's only when it's blocked that it works. I've been making these small little whistles, and that's kind of my idea with the hole, but it didn't work. But these are cool. I might do a small video on how to do them. Alright guys, I'll see you next time, and next project video will be up shortly after this one. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.